covering the bases as we get ready for the 2024 season. Let's get to know the new Padre manager, Mike Shildt. Mike, in baseball, the term baseball lifer, we throw that around a lot. You kind of take it to the next level, don't you?
Yeah, you know what, Jesse, it's accurate. I've been in the game since I was 8 years old, so 47 years to date myself. And what an amazing blessing to grow up in an environment in Double A as a clubhouse kid. And my mom worked for the team, Lib, Shildt, and it's really cool. Victor Rodriguez, our hitting coach, was, she was one of the first people he saw coming into Charlotte, and so I got a chance to grow up around a tremendous atmosphere in a Double A setting, and didn't realize how much I was learning and what I was exposed to. I didn't just how I grew up.
You mentioned being in the clubhouse, but I mean, you handled all kinds of different things, didn't you?
I did. My first job was chasing foul balls. Then I graduated to bat boy, and then clubhouse guy, where I'd shine shoes, wash uniforms. Also did the umpire's room. Jerry Lane is my claim to fame as an umpire growing up. So my 8th grade annual. It's from Smith Junior High. So then I did the popcorn and hot dogs, and then last 6 years I did the scoreboard. So I got a chance to watch every game for 6 years, except I went to Clemson baseball camp for a week. Otherwise I didn't miss a pitch.
Absolutely incredible. What a neat way to be able to grow up. And obviously you mentioned seeing Victor and getting to know him, and now here he is all these years later on your staff. Cal Ripken Jr., another guy that came through, and I know he means an awful lot to you.
Yeah, you don't know what you're seeing. But I didn't at the time when I was 12. Cal was on the 1980 team that ended up winning the Southern League Championship, was playing third base or number 12, and played every day, including the playoffs. And I would work the shoes, so I'd always be near his locker when he came in. Of course, I'd have his shoes done. And then he'd be the first guy in the clubhouse every day, and he'd always say hello. And then I would just watch how intentional he was about his work. He was 19 at the time, going out, getting early work. Charlotte in the summer can be a little bit balmy. And his work ethic, regardless of how smoking hot it was, always get his early work, his early hitting. And he'd be coming back in when some of the guys would just be getting to the ballpark, and not that they were late, just spoke to his work ethic. And then I saw him play, and then after the game, get down to the clubhouse really quickly. I'd bring a tray full of refreshments for the team. That was the spread. And then I'd start the process of, getting the uniform started to get washed and so forth. And he'd be the last guy to leave. And then how he played just left a lasting impression on what it means to be a high-level professional player.
I've spent a lot of time watching you this spring, as I guess we all have. You're the manager of a team, but there's still some coaching in you, isn't there? You really seem to enjoy being on the field and getting your hands dirty, so to speak.
Yeah, that's spring training. I wouldn't say it's a guilty pleasure. It is part of the job. Everybody probably looks at the manager's role a little different at the big league level. Clearly there's a lot of different responsibilities, which I'm grateful for. But I do get an opportunity to, in the spring, be able to teach. I got such an amazing education of the game, not only growing up, like we mentioned in Charlotte, with some amazing instructors, but also, when I got into professional baseball with St. Louis, some of the best teachers, in the game. And, George Kissel, Mark Dijon, of course, Tony Verusa. I could, the list is long that, for 13 years on the player development side allowed me to understand how to teach the game, sharpen my understanding of the game, and teach the fundamentals, which are so important to help us win games.
Speaking of the Cardinal organization, what do you know now that you didn't know or couldn't know when you began your tenure there as a big league manager?
Oh man, that's a good question. I don't know if I got a clear-cut answer for it. You now gain experiences, and you look back on it. I'm grateful for the 3+ years I was able to be over there and have success with the group, and it was a great group that I still have a lot of respect for, both on the staff and the clubhouse. But it did prepare me for knowing what works, and the thing that works the most is, in my lens, is first of all, starts with the players. Love our group and created a good relationship and established that with our players, a lot of trust with our players. But also making sure I continue just to shoot them straight, and be honest with them, and also hear them. And so a lot of that's the continuation of that. And then it's just about, also partnering with the different resources that we have in this organization that are very valuable, different experiences we have on our staff, and making sure that we're doing this in a way that, gets the best out of the Padres organization.
I've heard the word collaboration an awful lot come out of your mouth and everybody else's this spring as well. Last one, in terms of the players, how do you think just kind of being around the way you were the last couple of years kind of helps you diving into this? Yeah, you're the new manager, but you're not new to this clubhouse.
I'd tell you it's been a huge benefit to have those relationships established, see how all the operations work. And when I say all the operations, I'm talking about like a research development department, our strength and conditioning department, our clubhouse staff that does such an amazing job. Our traveling secretary, TJ Lacita, is amazing. Clearly rushes with the staff. So all those different things, just the inner workings of, the ballpark and Petco and, all the things that you can take for granted that now I'm more accustomed to, have history with. And but most importantly is that those pre-existing relationships with the players.
Awesome. Mike, thank you so much.
Of course, Jesse.
Appreciate it.